So, Rochelle, let me just kind of synopsis for our viewers, just to get their head around this. So, you reinvent yourself after achieving the success, the highest of success in England. Start from scratch again, and then lead that movement here in California, and pioneer it yet again here. And that's really what you're doing, taking all that body of experience that you've taken over the years, because obviously you started when you were 4, right? And you've taken that, and now you're bringing that to the physician groups, to the provider side, to help them take advantage of this volatility or find new ways to make money. Is that fair, what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I guess I was very fortunate in being able to work within the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. And so when you work in an insurance company, so I've worked out there also in Indy, mm-hmm. with Anthem Blue Cross. I did their first capitated specialty network. Wow. Out in Indianapolis. But what it gives me is I've worked for the insurance companies, and I've developed for them programs that benefit physicians. So I understand the approval process and what the payers look at, right, when they decide to make a move, what's important to them. And so when physicians come to me and say, which they all do every day, right, Rochelle, I'm not being paid enough money. Right. I need to get a reimbursement increase. Can you help me? Well, we can help some physicians. I'm not out there to practice that we can help every single body. It's a give and take, and it's a business deal. Years ago, as I'm sure you know, doctors would call up their pal at the medical director at, say, United Healthcare or Cigna, and say, hey, you're my neighbor, I'm only being paid X amount, can you give me an increase in pay? Right. And the answer historically 20 years ago was yes. Right. But what doctors need to understand, which they still have a problem getting their head around, is that they can't equate a practice, the term practice, to a business. Oh. And when you go and ask for a rate increase, it's a business deal. Right. It's a business negotiation. And they don't think they're in a business. They think their practices, I don't know what they think, but most physician practices generate, even solo practices, generate anywhere from $500,000 mm-hmm. as a solo doc to way over $1 million, $2 million. And they don't feel that that's a business, and they don't run their practice as a business.
Rochelle, is it fair to say that's really the first paradigm shift you help these docs make? You help these providers go through, is taking that mindset from, hey, we're a practice, to we got to become a business and operate on those terms. Is that the foundation of what you're doing?
That's part of the foundation. I think that's our sort of 101 first run through is, hey, let's have a look here what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Let's see how. Our main focus is small to mid-sized physician practices and businesses, whether it's occupational medicine, physical therapy, primary care, mm-hmm. orthopedics. Mm-hmm. A lot of practices and businesses can't afford a $500,000 a year CEO. They just don't have that in their budgets. So what we do is we come in and we come up with recommendations, and how we're different than our competitors is that we can actually implement those recommendations. We can work with the current staff, we can train the current staff, we can bring in, we can recruit, hire, but we actually are the intrinsic factor to make the change.
So not only are you working with them, giving them a list of the recommendations that you see them, you're not the consultant that says, well, we don't actually do what we recommend. You actually partner with them to execute those recommendations, to get them to implement the great ideas and changes that you're trying to get done in the organization. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely. We are there to handhold them if they need it, or to provide them as much or as little resources to make the change happen as that business needs.
Rochelle, you've been zipped.